everybody, we're already in chat with the snacks because apparently Dalriada has already spawned and we have like a minute to get in and register. So I'm gonna scramble. Hopefully the queue into Fairy, it's 11 people. Wiggle, wiggle, squirm, squirm, squirm. Don't forget to show the game. I won't. I just like to have it on this so that people don't have to see the login screen in the queue because, you know, that's such great content.
I mean, of course it is. Why wouldn't you show the login?
So that we can all count down together as I go from like 11 in queue to 0 or whatever, and then the loading screen. Fortunately, I was smart because I logged off in Gagnos, so I won't have to teleport. I just have to jump in. All right, switching to the game now. Let's go, Zadnor.
40.
God, I hope it doesn't take me 40 seconds to get into Zadnor. Knock on wood, but...
30.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, go, 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 go!
Oh,
Register.
Yeah, I'm not anywhere near. I didn't realize it was going to be so quick. I thought we were going to party up first.
Yeah, same.
So I'm not going to be in there.
It really popped out. It really, really.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ash.
Aww.
Which means I'm going to have to do the Zadnor at another point in time.
I can do it with you when we hang out tomorrow.
All right, y'all have fun.
But with that timing, yeah, there is no time to pre-party. It was get in the margin there. I don't think it even lets you enter if there's less than 10 seconds left. So Shizu made it by like 15 seconds.
Haha. Thank you for the party invite. What? Am I good with just like shell and cure?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
stay down.
Down.
Don't take the Star Chaser. Just do down stuff.
But I want
We've
to
got
take
3
France by...
We need more people up than down.
I know, I know. Let me be a whiny baby. But hey, awesome. That means I can like not freak out too much about getting MSQ done after this. I mean, it's only 3 quests, but... If there's time after stream, maybe I'll unlock Viper tonight. Originally, I was planning on doing that after, or like at the beginning of the stream on Sunday, but... I just had a moment of panic, but yes, I did remember to unmute myself and Discord on stream, so... Hi, everybody. I've got my shit together. I had real bad luck with getting the thumbnail screenshot for tonight taken. I think the one I ended up taking was really cool. I should have just thought of doing it earlier.
Honestly, if anything's not the way it should be right now, you have the best excuse.
Because
the incredible panic to get in duty.
Oh no, it wasn't even that. Did you see what I was saying in general chat in the Discord? I was trying to take a screenshot for my thumbnail and for like YouTube and stuff. Plus I use it for like my social media posts on like Blue Sky and Tumblr. Thing is, I was like, well, I want it to be MSQ related because I already did a screenshot of... Oh, I remember this mechanic. What way do I want this to face?
Through the hole.
Okay. I think I did it right. But anyway, so I was like, okay, I don't... The things I remember about MSQ for part 2 of the MSQ for 5.5 is a certain meeting and a solo duty.
That's all I remember too.
And
that's all I remember too.
So I was like, okay, so what do I take a screenshot of? So I was like, okay, I'll I'll do a picture with my VTuber backlit by, or not my VTuber, with my 14 character backlit by the moon, because you know we're leading up to Endwalker. And I was like, okay, well, the best place to do that, story-wise, would be Mordona because of its like connection to MSQ. I go there, it's overcast, and then the weather was gloom, and then it was a new moon, and then the weather was overcast again. Or no, it was gloom again. And finally, I was like, fuck it, the meeting's in Gridania. I'll go to Gridania and get the screenshot. I get there and it's raining. At which point, I had a couple minutes until stream, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to Mordona. I'm gonna go into the Rising Stones, and I'm just gonna take a picture with the Scions. Which ended up being a pretty cool screenshot, so I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, I get to Mordona, and the weather is finally clear skies, but it's the middle of the day. So yeah, maybe I needed all that bad luck to make sure that we got into Dalriada right away at the beginning of stream.
Mm-hmm. All part of plan.
Yes.
Okay.
I had to get some bad luck built up to trade in for the good luck later. That's how that works.
Oh, crap. I don't remember this shit.
Well, hurry up, Bottoms. We're waiting for you.
Did you just say hurry up, Bottoms?
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Yeah,
Ow.
top finished already.
Yeah.
No.
Up topped already? Oh, wow.
Top always finishes first. It's extremely selfish. No, our roasted
Ow.
string bean up here is a gamer, a certified gamer. Big damage.
It seems like there wasn't quite enough people for towers down here. Oops.
You've got 5 people down here.
Ow! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Well, then
Okay.
they didn't take all the towers, I guess. Right side people are getting up, so it's all working out.
Yeah.
And the essence of the bloodsucker I used is definitely paying for itself right now.
Oh, I'm stupid. You know what I should have done?
You tell.
At least for those of us who are down here.
Yeah, prepping buffs is a good thing.
Look, I got here
yeah.
and people
We
were already
didn't have too
moving.
much- Yeah, exactly. We had no time to think about it. We really, yeah.
I don't know what this does. Are they gonna be? Oh, I think. Oh, yep. Backpack. Oh, that was a wall.
Yes, it was. What? Okay.
Okay.
Yeet.
It's been literally years since I touched that
Same.
north, so.
All I remember is that, like, even when I wasn't out of practice with this content, I was very bad at the last boss.
So for the benefit of anyone watching, 3 of us went on bikes to go up top to fight a different boss, but that boss is way, way, way easier than this boss rush. What you're supposed to do is time both top and bottom to finish at the same time. But that's stupid and boring. So we're just sitting there with like 1 enemy at like 40% HP and ready to die at literally any moment. And he's just smacking away. He's just smacking away at tank. He can't do nothing.
By the way, I hope you realize the amount of effort it's taking me to not capitalize on the low-hanging fruit of the jokes that could be made about top and bottom finishing and who's finishing first.
I'm sorry. I thought I was already making those.
More explicitly. Wink. Happy
Why
Pride,
restrain
everybody.
yourself? Lean into it.
Because eventually there's the risk I might violate TOS and get myself in trouble. And I kind of need the
Public skill
income.
issue. Okay.
Did we do it? We did it! Cutscene!
We did it. We did a thing.
Did it.
Also, man, this music is making me so happy. The last... okay, we're getting on the Dalriada. Let's go. The last time I did this was... I hadn't played Final Fantasy XII since I was, like, 16. And I've played it more recently than that since then. Final Fantasy XII has such good music. And that's what this music comes from.
Also, we're fighting a boss from Final Fantasy VII right now.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm sure this will go way better than it did in 7.
Attack when its tail is up. It'll do a powerful counterattack.
Oh wait, like actually? Or are you just quoting the game?
No.
Okay.
I'm quoting the
Look, man,
mistranslated original game.
I would not put it past them to put a mechanic like that as a reference to the original boss or the translation in the game.
I feel like they had... When they should have done that is... I think Doma Castle has a guard scorpion boss. And that would have been an opportunity.
Yeah. But like, in general... they have, unfortunately, some of them, with some of the mechanics, they got rid of them because they simplified the dungeons to make it easier to do with trusts. But
Yeah,
at least in the past, there used to be mechanics in the game that were very clearly references to the original versions of those fights. Like the original, what was it, the second boss of, was it Castro Mabania? Or was it Doma Castle? I think it was Castro Mabania, where like originally.
Mabania had the soul separation mechanic.
No, not that. There was a boss in Stormblood, and I can't remember which dungeon it was. But the whole idea behind it was that like you would get a debuff, and there were like elemental towers that you had to pick up the or not. You had a debuff. You had to pick up the element that. Oops. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was also Castlevania.
Okay, yeah, but that's an actual boss from Final Fantasy VI, and the way that boss worked was that it would randomly, how do I undo the fact that I am a slim? Okay, it's just waiting. I accidentally stepped on the pad, because I was like, oh, what does this do? I don't remember. But anyway, that boss is from Final Fantasy VI, and what it did was it would randomly change, what one element it was weak to.
Now is slime time.
Okay.
Now it's slime
and so
time.
that's why what they did was they gave the boss a debuff. I can't remember if it was a buff where it was immune to an element or if it was a debuff that made it weak to an element. But either way, like it would have an element, and then you'd have to stand in the tower that matched it to be able to do damage to it in 14. And that was a reference, that was them using 14 mechanics to try to replicate the Final Fantasy VI mechanics. And I thought that was really cool. Unfortunately, that's not how that fight works anymore. Because apparently they decided that whatever AI they used for trusts and duty support wasn't smart enough for that. Ow. Oh, right, I can put shell on the people who didn't get shell yet.
Yep. You can also put it on people outside the party.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
If I remember correctly, it's a little unusual, like, regular job actions basically never let you use them
I feel
on people outside your party.
I feel like original Protect had something to it. It was either that or Stone Skin, because I remember... Ow. Oh, I should have... It was Slime Time, wasn't it?
Yep. Fleshy
Whoops.
Necromass is the name of Slime Time.
But Slime Time is so much more fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, I distinctly
Slime Time's
remember
okay.
there was a thing where... I think it was Stone Skin. Because what I remember is it used to be that people would put Stone Skin on the Imp Jars in the Thanatos fight in Crystal Tower. Or not Crystal Tower, Loda. Owie.
Yeah, so for that one, you want to hang out mid and then dodge to the
I
open
see.
side.
Okay.
There's a third one that pops up. That'll
If
give you
you
time.
try to dodge when the mid pops up, then you're doing a 50-50 guess. You're just not going to have time to transit the entire battlefield. But if you give it a little bit of a wait, you can afford
Oh
that.
boy, I
And
love
we'll
this
try to not
mechanic.
deal
It's
with
my
it.
favorite. Yay!
Slime time.
Now it's slime time.
Nice.
I got squeezed. I am pancake.
Squeeze.
Pancake slime.
Chew.
I de-transformed right as my proc fell off.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's not. I wanted to use Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, but he's super dead.
But I wanted to pew pew.
And but wonder what horrors await us.
Yeah, those slime times, the second one especially, is pretty specifically timed to eat a 2-minute. If you don't know what's happening,
It's
God,
mean.
I do not remember this.
I will call safe sides. We need 4 people back to stand on this pad to turn off lightning floors. So a total of 4 back.
Okay,
Yeah, actually the 4 of us can stay back.
Yeah. Hey, how
Um,
about that? There's only 3 of us in the party who are in voice chat to communicate. Oh, there we go.
They got it. Oh, besides, we got stuff to fight anyways. Get over here. As long as we stay on the pad, we're good.
What stuff? Easy peasy.
Or easy peasy stuff.
Oh,
Oh. There's the decks. These guys are ultra decks.
I get to show off my mad dodging skills.
Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna eat it. You shouldn't have. You were the only reser we had too.
No, I'm rezzed.
Oh, nice.
String
Never
bean.
mind.
Ooh, hang on, I
The string
can...
bean's awesome.
I may often forget that I have it, but I
Nothing's
do
clear.
have cure.
Let's go.
Nice. Okay. the other thing happening there was there were laser telegraphs on those screens that I was having to call out for the people in the hallways.
Oh.
I was very distracted.
Fair. Hey, GG MP3 or MP3. GG MP3. I meant to say MVP, but you know. Congratulations, Core. You are now the MP3.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not catching any flack.
I actually get that reference. Just ride the wave while you still can.
Is this loss?
Get out. This is such a cool boss for us to be fighting. Like,
Isn't
look
it,
at how
though?
big that is. They should let us fight more giant robots.
They should.
Like, not...
Man, it's only...
Before you bring up who I know you're about to bring up, not ones that are, like... kind of off the arena, but stuff like this, where, like... it's on the ground and I come up to its ankle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We need more Garlean mechs.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Something that I kind of love about this fight is that the robot is vulnerable to magic damage.
Cool.
Like, I just get to do a bunch of bonus damage for targeting the robot.
Nice.
Man, you know what makes me
The
sad
bird
about
is
that?
not vulnerable to physical. So physical DPS is just nerfed, and has like nothing they can do about it.
You know what makes me really sad about that? Imagine if we were fighting this and it was vulnerable to magic damage, and Bard still had original Faux Requiem that also lowered or like made enemies vulnerable to magic damage. And then they like changed it to make it like it was a lower percentage of vulnerability that it gave, but it applied to like all types of damage. And then of course they added Dancer, and to make Dancer more relevant, they took away like most of Bard's buff abilities.
What if I just said no, boss? What if I just don't want to be knocked back? Only I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, hi, Lion.
Which is weird, because nowadays they use purple knockbacks for that. I didn't know you couldn't knockback resist this one because I've never cared.
It's kind of a boss phase thing anyway, so whatever.
What if he comes back for the Beastmaster quests?
I
cool.
think they might want to save him for if they ever do actual like Dalmasca content.
Please. I really want Dalmasca content. Please.
I know. I
It's
want an expansion where we
probably
go to
never gonna happen.
Dalmasca. Well, here's the thing. I know people have said, "Oh, well, like the guy isn't a guest dev anymore." That's proof that it's not gonna happen. But my
the way
counter
I see it is, does it have to be that way?
that's my point. Is like my counter to that is that he wasn't a guest dev in A Realm Reborn when they first name dropped Dalmasca. Because there's a line in A Realm Reborn.
Bringing them on to consult would obviously be preferable.
Yeah,
But
well-
I wouldn't say he has to be required.
Exactly.
He has
Because
to
like
be involved.
Because, like, my thing is, okay, there is a line in A Realm Reborn, and in some localizations, the NPC is like, yeah, I'm from Ulthard. But in others, he specifically says he is from Dalmasca. And when somebody asked Koji Fox about that in an interview, his response was, well, where do you think Dalmasca is? And then in Heavensward, they were originally considering adding Viera as a race, or as the new race, before they eventually decided on, Aura.
Ow. Okay.
Oh, right.
I didn't know.
It's this boss.
That's always very funny when it happens.
Hey, dancing robot. Breakdancing robot.
Go to third.
Wait, breakdancing robot. Stay away.
Go to third, go to third,
Ow.
go to third.
Dang. Oh, made it. 6 Vuln stacks? More like Vuln snacks, am I right?
Sure, yeah. But anyway, so like, I don't think there's any, like, considering the stuff they were already that already canonically existed in 14 involving Dalmasca, I don't think he needs to be involved for them to do, like, take us to Dalmasca properly and like wrap up the story with the whole Dalmasca thing.
I think we have pretty good evidence, though, that Matsuno is willing to work with CBU3 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he probably also left a bunch of notes if that
That is a thing.
Yeah. I mean, some that, like, willingness to work with them again and ability to because of schedules and stuff and, like, who's working on what game. Depending on what they do with the tactics thing and how things line up, he might be busy working on a War of the Lions DLC at that point.
So...
I
mean,
surprised.
that's not impossible, but from what he has said about why there is not going to be War of the Lions content in the remake, unlikely.
Okay.
Because like, War of the Lions wasn't his project. He was uninvolved.
So somebody took his baby and messed with it. Got it.
I mean, I don't know if it's that energy, but it's just that, like, what he's going to remaster is the stuff that was his work.
Sure. Yeah. No,
not
that's fair.
Stuff that was someone else's work. So, you know, whether it's that he didn't agree with what they did with his baby, or he doesn't want to mess with their baby.
True.
You know,
yeah.
either way,
Well,
he's like, I'm
the
going to go
funny
back.
thing is, then he was a guest dev in or with the Return to Evilise raids, which did reference the War of the Lions.
Okay, am I? Yes, this is good. This is where it should be. This is the first time I have ever seen Bird die first. Am I the only magic DPS? Are there any healers?
No clue.
Do I count? Oh, hi!
No, I mean, like, people who would actually be doing magic damage. I think I'm the only one doing magic damage of any kind. So, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Usually Bird dies super fast. Just because
hang on.
all the healers are
What's the matter, guys?
small.
Did the giant ancient weapon that you thought you'd be able to use just turn on you? Did you just lose control? Did you not learn from any lessons from what happened with Ultima weapon?
No, that was a different division. What are you talking about?
But they heard the story and were like, oh, well, guy is fucked
That was a
up.
different division. That was a different division. We could do it better.
My solution to not losing control of the giant murder robot is simply do not lose control.
Oh, yeah, that checks out. That'll totally work. What's your contingency if that doesn't work?
Die.
Oh.
Die.
Oh yeah,
God, I love this song.
it's a good song. What a way to end off the expansion too.
Yeah, happy end of Shadowbringers stream, guys. Oh
Are you
yeah,
ready
I
for the
forgot how hard this goes. Oh, this isn't a walk on top of thing. See, this is what I'm talking
No,
about,
it's
where
a-
like, if they could make up their mind.
Yeah. Okay, we ready? I think we have all the tanks, so
That's the important part.
Ooh,
We're
let
ready to
me. Oh wait, that's not. Never mind. Some people only have like a minute left on their Lost Bravery if they want to refresh.
Now's a good time to refresh that.
I'm gonna refresh shell on everybody because some of us only
It's
have
awesome.
like 7 minutes.
Okay, we're going.
Well, too bad. I'm not moving until I at least buff the people in my immediate party. God, though, yeah, they went so hard with this music.
It's so good.
I know it's side content, but like, the community should consider it mandatory just for the music.
Mhm.
It's just a fun boss fight in general.
Yeah. I think the portals mechanic is the exact right level of difficult. Like, if you're not paying attention, you can fuck it up, but it's also
it's
feels very
basically,
fair.
hang on, isn't the portals mechanic just the doors from Amdapor Keep that nobody
much.
knows how to do because nobody sees it anymore?
Diabolic Gate, let's
Yep.
go.
Which is why one of the, like, stuff like that was part of the reason why I wanted to do everything minimum item level, no echo, was like, it's not just about do we just have to like make sure we're at a matching door?
It's gonna go through a chain of doors.
Oh, I see. So it's not exactly what I was thinking of. Uh-oh. Ow.
And now get in.
Well, I can't get
He's
anywhere
gonna,
right now.
He's gonna donut.
But anyway, I missed that mechanic. I wish they would
Alright,
adjust
yeah.
item level sync so that we actually had to still do mechanics in old content. Because I think that makes the Diablo fight way more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's always a shame when an old fight gets depreciated to, like, just nothing.
Yeah.
No mechanics occur.
Or at the very least, it should be... Like, they need to strike the right balance where DPSing past the mechanic should be something you have to challenge yourself to do, and, like, you should still know the mechanic in case that doesn't work. DPSing past fun mechanics like that shouldn't be the default.
And I'd say that's usually the balance that, at least when they're current, most extremes tend to
I
land on.
know. I'm talking about old dungeons, though. Have you ever
No.
done the mechanics for the Diablos fight? If there's time at the end of the stream, am I gonna have a little I can show you the world moment where I drag you into old content?
Oh my god.
Not tonight.
Fair. Someday I'll do another leveling
I'm
stream.
not aggro?
Yeah, tank's gonna goof. Don't die.
Oh, I have a raise. Okay.
Okay, ripping. Oh boy.
Glad I healed you when I did. Oh, hang on. Oh, never mind. You're good.
As am I.
Yeah, I always love taking a tank buster as DPS because on the one hand, oh my god, on the other hand, oh my god, I'm doing a lot of damage. That feels good.
Poppos. Yeah.
Yep. Good old
Ultima weapon.
good old fashioned
Oh,
ultimate weapon.
that's what that is.
Extreme. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
See if I
speaking
can
of
actually
mechanics
read
no one's
this.
ever seen in a million years, who the hell does Ultima Weapon Extreme on, like, synced minimum item level?
Hey, if you guys vote for it, that would fall under Realm Reborn Mind Trials.
We'll stay here for one more and then rotate around.
Oh, that's
And
tight.
then small donut.
Hug the boss.
I did just have a moment of, oh wait, no, you're on summoner. You could have no, but you couldn't have rescued me. I was like, for a moment, I was like, oh wait, we don't have a healer. I can't just be like, rescue me, save me.
I'd go to the center of one of the old
Bullshit!
explosions.
Hey game, I'd like to file a complaint.
Yeah.
I was out of that when that exploded.
Yeah.
Oh right, I'm our healer.
Be the healer you want to see.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say want to be, and I was gonna be, I don't want to be a healer. Why do you think I'm using Scholar and Summoner for my role quests? I don't want to heal, and trust me, you guys don't want me to heal.
I mean, you don't want me to heal as a scholar in particular. You've seen what
I
happened.
really don't want to do this acceleration bomb. Oh well.
Easy peasy.
Oh well.
Yeah!
Did it. Eight
Yeah,
minutes
these,
maps.
if I do. Yep.
Which means the rest of the stream tonight is cutscenes. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Get to do story. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what you play the game for, right? Is nothing but story.
I mean, this is a story-based Twitch channel, so
Fair.
it's almost like I'm a writer with very strong opinions about narrative and stuff. Ooh, I got a field note. Anyway, thank you
You're
very much
kidding.
for joining me tonight, guys. I appreciate you. I'm gonna hop out of voice chat so that I can continue with the story. But yeah. Next time I need people will be the first dungeon of Endwalker. That's exciting.
Huzzah!
Anyway, I will talk to you guys later.
Boogie bee.
Later.
All right, let's go. Blade Daskar, thank goodness you are unharmed. What is this place? Well, it was... Leon, Menenius. Uh-oh. Oh! Everyone, fall back now! Oh, he's okay? Oh, right. This idiot. Oh, I actually feel a little bad for him. Menenius, you fool! It's not supposed to end like this! So do we just have a elegant weapon going on a rampage now? Uh-oh. Yeah, you guys should run. Oh, I actually feel a little bad. This is the elegant relic? By the gods, it will destroy us all! Meow? In the name of Queen Gunhilder, I will not allow you to harm these children of Bosnia. It really is Shiva all over again, except I liked Ysel more. Ysel was done dirty. Ysel had already, like, redeemed herself. Queen Gunhilder, she saved us. Oh, Missia. Sorry, guys, she's not a dragoon. She can't survive a fall from that high. No. Leave me be. Please, Missia, you must hold on. I promised you we will rebuild Bosnia, and I want you to see it for yourself. For what purpose? Remorse? Repentance? I just realized my mic is so not in the right place right now. Hang on. Here we go. Do not misunderstand, Bassalion. I care not for forgiveness. Today, I fulfilled my duty to the Queen. Nothing more. I am a Bosnian, yes, but also an Imperial. A traitor. Justice must be served. The people demand it. Fulfill your duty, as I have mine. Please. Oh man, what do I do, guys? Personally, I want her to live, but... Yeah, no, Shizune doesn't... Shizune's already seen so many people die. I don't think she would grant her request. real repentance is living, right? If it must be done, I will do it. Oh, content warning for throat slitting, I guess. Farewell, Monsieur. Until we meet again. Man, that sucks. At long last, victory is ours. There are still remnants of the 4th Legion to contend with, but I believe it is safe to say the war for Bosnia is over. Many of our brothers and sisters were lost on our path to freedom, but I take heart in knowing that their sacrifices were not in vain, that our dream of a new Bosnia will finally come true. Bisalian has returned to Gagnos, and I have no doubt he would be glad for your company. Missia, I thought it best if her remains were not returned to Gagnos, or to Gongos. To some, she was not more than a hated enemy, and even in death, she would be an object of their scorn. But rest assured, I will see to it, personally, that she is given a proper burial. Okay. Then before I leave, where is that? Where are they? Here we go. No? Quartermaster. Here we go. Might as well spend what clusters I have before we leave, because now I'm coming back. What do I want? Music. Or parasol. Let's go with this. Yeah. And I'm gonna decipher these real quick. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I just want to get this stuff out of my inventory before we move on. Yes, yes, yes. I kind of want to finish the quest, honestly. And then like, we should be finishing the quest just in time for an ad break, and then I'm probably going to grab food. Did they eat dirt? Well, there you go. The game solved the problem for me. But yeah, I may not have been very good about eating today. Oh, cutscene. You guys got your homeland back! Congratulations! Blade Daskar. Words can scarcely convey my gratitude for all you have done for the people of Bosnia. Though the fight for Bosnia is over, our work is far from done. When faced with the 4th Legion, the Bosnian resistance stood as a united, cohesive unit. But I now foresee disputes between its various factions as they seek to pursue their individual aims. For that reason, I wish to first create a council of leaders, that we might discuss and establish laws to govern our people. I have already begun drafting documents that may one day serve as our constitution, though it remains to be seen if they will meet with the others' approval. You see, I have chosen to base a number of my writings on the principles of the 4th Legion. Gasp! With all due respect, sir, I do not think it wise to openly admit to borrowing from the imperial doctrine of all things. The people would be up in arms. They deserve to know the truth, Marsak, and I have my reasons for choosing such an approach. While many of us dedicated ourselves to the resistance, there are those who would rather live in peace, even if that means submitting to imperial rule. Some, like Missia, saw the Empire's ways as preferable to our own. To discard everything that came as a result of the occupation would cause more harm than good. There are many things introduced by the Imperials from which we stand to benefit, and it would be foolish to dismiss them simply because they came from the enemy. Make no mistake, the Bosnia I intend to build will be free of discrimination and poverty. A nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. As such, it will require the understanding and cooperation of all. A great deal of blood has been shed that we might come this far, and I pray we never forget, that we may never again have to endure such tragedy. Well, I, for one, have every confidence that you will lead Bosnia to a bright and prosperous future. If Alamigo and Doma are able to thrive, I see no reason why Bosnia can't do the same. Sid, Mikoto, welcome back. And here I thought you might actually take a moment to enjoy your hard-earned victory. Such steadfast dedication to rebuilding Bosnia is proof enough the people are in good hands. Did Lilia not return with you? Has she yet to recover? It was touch and go at first, extracting the shrapnel from her stomach, but she's doing much better now. You should have seen her protesting when we insisted she stay behind to rest. Oh? Shizune! I was worried sick about you! Right when you needed me most, I let my guard down. Sorry I couldn't be there with you to the end. Never mind that. How are your wounds? I've never felt better. As a matter of fact, I was about to gather my things and head back to... my stomach. You're gonna head back to your stomach? Wounds like the Carugians are taking good care... Or sounds like the Carugians are taking good care of you, Lilia. And I trust you won't be giving them any trouble. It'd be a shame if I had to send Jessie to keep an eye on you. Oh. Jessie? I think I'd prefer the shrapnel. And then Dad threatened them with Mom. What's this? What in the... Oh. Why are y'all standing about like a bunch of prissy old maids? We won, didn't we? Relax. Come and have a pint or two. Or three. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Wheresoever your path may lead, it seems fortune sees fit to smile upon you. Not only have you led down the resistance to rout the 4th Legion, by some miracle, the weapon they unearthed from these lands was also vanquished. On behalf of the people of Dalmasca, you have my sincerest thanks. Of course, the war is not truly over until we have dealt with Gabranth. He is no doubt planning his next move, and I intend to be prepared for our next encounter with the Imperials. When the time comes, I dare say we would benefit from your assistance. I'm gonna snooze the ad, just to be safe. Until the next time, perhaps in Dalmasca. I would love that. Do I get to fist bump Fran, or was that us shaking hands off screen? Come on, game. Mikoto? Hey, you should tell Sid how you feel. Oh, wait, he's not wearing his... Oh, that's what... I forgot it was a locket. With a picture of him and his papa. Another nation freed, following in the footsteps of Doma and Alamigo. A dream realized thanks in part to one troubled soul whom I shall never forget for all my days. In the eyes of the people, she will forever remain a criminal, a traitor. Yet it was she who delivered us from certain destruction. Her crimes were said to be unforgivable, but what of ours? Was it not our callousness, our animus that fueled her hatred? I squandered every opportunity to guide her, ignored every unspoken plea for help. Her loss is a scar on my heart that will never heal. A ceaseless reminder of my inadequacy and shame. Can you sense anything? No. Then it is as I thought. The last of the blade's residual ether is spent. The queen is no more. Who could have foreseen that Missia would carry on Queen Gunhilder's duty, protecting her people to the very last? Did she believe her final act could affect change in the world? Or perhaps, did she at last find the means to do so within herself? An arduous task in either case. A pity we will never know. No. The Lady of Blades, save the Queen, was returned to us. Devoid of the Queen's grace, perhaps, but not of her hopes for a brighter tomorrow, nor Missia's for a better Ebolzia. Indeed, their hopes shall live on, in me, and Marsak, in all of our people. The lives lost for our freedom will not have done so in vain. This I swear. Bolzia will rise again, a land of peace, and I didn't get to the rest of that. God damn it. Hey, Square, can you, like, be a little more mindful of... From the Chronicles of the Bosnian Revolution, Basilian Ulgash. Ulgask? Gonna let me talk to him and see if it's another cutscene. If you are looking for Mikoto and the others, they have all returned to their homes. I expect you two will be leaving us before long. Though if I may be frank, I believe I speak for many when I say we are reluctant to see you go. Were it possible, I would ask you to stay and help us in the rebuilding of Bosnia. I understand there are otherworldly matters that require your attention. We shall forever be in your debt, Blade Daskar. Wherever duty demands you go, know that you always have allies here in Bosnia. Farewell. I mean, you say that, but it's not like they didn't do the same thing with Edmont's Chronicles in, meanwhile, ooh, hang on. Shit, ad break? Meanwhile, in Valnin and Dalmasca. Thank you, Leon. You are dismissed. But yeah, they did the same thing in Heavensward. That's all? Menenius is dead, and that's all you have to say? What would you have me say then? You could at least acknowledge one of your most loyal followers gave his life for the sake of your ambitions. I should have snoozed the ad. God damn it! Okay, we will continue with this after the ad break ends. I'm gonna go grab some food real quick during the ad, and I will see you guys on the other side. Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go. we're back. Okay. So, next time I have a break, I have sandwiches to eat, and in the meantime, Menenius understood such sacrifice was inevitable, and by all accounts he did not waver when faced with his demise. Such strength is needed if we are to succeed. Time is short, Leon. My time is short. So, it finally caught up with you. A damned shame. Lest the soldiers begin to believe failure may go without consequence, I would have you sent to the jails in Menenius' stead. I trust this will not pose a problem for you. Fine. Oh shit, wait! Legatus Gabranth, sir. What? We have recovered relics the relics Menenius unearthed in the Balzian ruins. Those look awfully Save the Queen-like. Yeah, they've got to return us to this at some point, right? Return of the Queen. Save the Queen, chapter the 4th. End. All right. Certain field record entries have been updated under the collection in the duty section of the main menu. New gear can now be purchased from the resistance supplier at Camp Verdalnus. This new gear can be purchased in exchange for Balzian Platinum coins, blah blah blah. Carry on, carry on. Is that a Bohemian Rhapsody reference? Or something else? You know, because nothing really matters. Okay. Now let's head over to Mordona, because you're so right, Marsik and Basalian. I do have other things that I need to do. I have responsibilities and a job to do. Ooh. Is that glamour, or is that just her gear? Hang on. Oh, the glitter's cute! I like it. Alright. I already talked to all you guys before last, or like when we last did MSQ. So, hey, Alize. Alize can tell you are itching to take the fight to the Terlaferoi. Hey, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. Nope. If you came hoping for tidings from Kryl, I'm afraid we're still waiting. But we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks in no small part to Horay Boulder and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the beast tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by Ulda's progress with the Amalja, Gridania has opened negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging, but with the Telephoroi still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Agreed. So what's the plan? Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. Ah, we were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Telepharoi, in concert with our new allies. The Beast Tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So, the Alliance would bring all of the Beast Tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan, given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one, considering the threat we face. Indeed, my lady. And for their part, I am told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions too are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. Beautiful. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically, but practically. Pray inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I mean, Alphino and me, obviously. I move that you and Ishtola lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. Okay, but then what about Alize and the work she'd put towards... I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor, don't you? Alize's the one who found the cure. All present may rightly claim a seat. I do quite agree. But by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Amric will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. What, you're avoiding your husband? Very well then. Will those with a mind to hold the fort get on with holding it? I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo, shall we? Hold on, Estinian, is there trouble in paradise? Don't forget to bring me something nice from Alamigo. We should bring her more, souvenirs. I shall take this opportunity to gain a better understanding of Sir Estinian. Being Elizin of like age, 'tis possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin by lending him a favorite treatise or two from my collection. Urianger, step 1, be normal. Ease him into info dumping about your hyperfixations. Don't worry, I have no plans to return to roaming in your absence. I know you'd only chase me if I did. I've been keeping me good eye on... Oh, you're just saying the same thing you have been. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, we've talked to them before. Got it. Okay. In that case, to Alamigo! And if I remember right, this next cutscene is voiced, so I get to eat dinner. I was about to interact with the Aetheryte, as if this place has an Ethernet. Oh, here are our friends. Like the city-states, every beast tribe has its factions, each with their own agenda, making peace a complex proposition. But if the Alliance can come to an understanding with their leaders, it will be for them to resolve internal politics. The Amalja cannot be the only tribe to have been targeted by the Telepharoi. and none of them will have taken kindly to having their people enslaved, nor their gods turned against them. Even with the swift intervention of the Imperial Flames, all too many lost their lives at Pagalthon. Still, closer cooperation between our peoples will be required, or still closer cooperation between our peoples will be required if we are to thwart the plans of the Telepharoi. Honestly, the look on your face, eager to bear witness to another historic moment by any chance? Oh, she's saying that, hang on. Yeah, she's saying that to Raha. Ha! I suppose I am. And the fact that our cure for tempering made it possible only heightens my anticipation. That's our history, fanboy. We have been expecting you. While some few guests have yet to arrive, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in? See, this is how things should have been in Ul'dah. A chair for everybody. It's Frixia.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would!
It still sounded a lot less squawky than I was expecting.
Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
You're a good bean, Zada.
Y'stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome.
You're so right. Amric, I love you.
I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do you not express your passion thus?
I
A little tricky without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
It's taken a while. We might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them. That which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
Who, me? I would call it... One moment, please.
Might I suggest the Grand Company of Eorzea? I remember a certain someone pondering it once upon a time, and it seems as fitting a name as any.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Hail it.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
Huzzah!
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Private little cry first. Oh, I just realized. One moment. Sorry guys, I've been streaming over Wi-Fi this entire time. Oops. Alright. Forgive me for observing, but Alphino seems less than jubilant. Might his thoughts still be occupied by the fate of poor Arenvald? I unplugged my Ethernet because today was Roomba day. And so, like, my Ethernet cable goes across my floor and I didn't want the Roomba going over it or, like, causing my router to fall over. So, yeah, and I forgot to plug it in before stream. I'm okay. Excuse me. Let me hydrate. Okay, we're good. It's a pity it took the threat of annihilation for everyone to cast their grievances aside. But better late than never, I suppose. The Grand Company of Eorzea. I wonder what Riol and the other former Crystal Braves will make of it. We have won over the leaders. Now the leaders must win over their own people. No small task, I grant you. But we have come a long way since first we joined with Minfilia to bring an end to summoning. A long, long way. I also want to make note. So besides the whole, like, full circle thing of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Crystal Braves, this meeting is also a full circle thing with A Realm Reborn, because there was that whole meeting at one point in A Realm Reborn where the Scions were trying to get everybody to band together to help out with, like, the war. If I remember right. It was either that or I think it was that. But there was definitely a point in A Realm Reborn where, like, everybody came together for a meeting and their response was all, look, we have our own problems that we're dealing with. We can't spare anybody to help out with other stuff. And so for us now to be at a point where they're like, we need to send people where they need them and share our resources and back each other up and, you know, be like actual allies where it's a I scratch your back and you scratch mine situation is really beautiful. Everybody has come such a long way since A Realm Reborn. Well, now that we are out of earshot of the other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was as heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Yet even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made, and the lives lost, inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step. The first of many. Many and more. Oh. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alphino's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, and the better to predict the coming of the primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. Through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we may make use of the self-established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their task effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alphino. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught. Built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals, the Order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests. And I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you. Not at all. You may count upon my assistance, for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations, drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphino, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt that our fellowship shall emerge from the shadow of the Telephori and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing to anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? I can't think of an excuse not to, so yes? Well, I shall be grateful for your help, grudging or not. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades, it will be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Graha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Graha. I shall explain the details on the way. Bye, guys. See you later. It will not be easy to revisit the past, but sometimes one must look back to see the way forward. I take it we will be paying the Sylphs a visit? How fascinating it will be to speak with them in person. Though I gather conversation can prove rather challenging? You just have to watch out for pranks. It's kind of similar to the Pixies, honestly. So what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I propose is largely written. Not long after that fateful day in Ulda, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone. Its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer what seems to me, to be crucial, or to be the crucial question. Namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new Grand Company together. And that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when those bonds are inevitably tested. That is my hope, yes. But the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Graha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care, however. Certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. If you have no objections, I have a mind to begin by speaking with Riol and Eliane. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castrum Oriens. Let us seek them out there. Okie dokie! While such briefings are seldom exciting affairs, their importance in coordinating our efforts with our allies cannot be overstated. In that regard, Eliane and Riol have been most dependable. Oh? I didn't expect to see you here, Shizune. But if you enjoy intelligence briefings, you've come to the right place. Ah? Well, look who it is! And what brings you two here? Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? In a matter of speaking, I have been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the Scions, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As I once explained to Shizune, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Oh my god, it just sunk into me how good she looks now with the graphics update. She looks fantastic. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't the only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. we would not have blamed you had you turned us away. But when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for me, own tale, well, I've always felt the Scions have something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time's gone on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes. From Hoary Boulder to Mistress Tataru, we've all of us got something to offer. And not one of us is doing it for the personal gain. Because we believe there's more important things than that. Things worth protecting. Which is what being a Scion's all about. Man, I wish you guys were in MSQ more. You guys are so cool. Real, I know I make fun of you by calling you Thancred Light, Diet Thancred, Thancred at home. But, like, you're cool. You're awesome. I love you. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me. Shizune, could you... give us your thoughts on the Crystal Braves, or why do you think the Crystal Braves ended in failure? Man, these both feel like survey questions instead of, like, organic conversation. Why do you think the Crystal Braves ended in failure? Well, it's found in ideals worth something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I will never forgive Ilberd, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it all for the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tataru sifted out all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. Tataru MVP! I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we're all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. Give us more of the non-Archon Scions. Let me travel around with Riol and Alian and the Boulder brothers and what's her name and her sister. That'd be so much fun. Alphino is keen to hear what Alize and Tia have learned from the Braves who turned their back on the cause. Oh, I forgot to talk to it. Shit. Well, I think we have taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I'm conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. Don't walk away, you two. I want to talk to you. Oh, thank God. After the company of heroes went their separate ways, I did try working on my own for a bit. And I'll admit, it was nice being able to pick my own battles. But if you want to make a real difference, you need to find a good crew and stick with them. Speaking of former Crystal Braves, I have not seen Armgus of late. Constantly away on missions as he is. I wonder how he fares. Like, there's a whole bunch of characters who are part of the Scions and have, like, their own camaraderie and relationships with each other, and we only get, like, the slightest glimpse of it. Here we go. Why are we specifically meeting at the Lancers Guild? On the way here, I took the opportunity to write up my notes from our conversation with Eliane and Riol. All that remains is to add Alize and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. When Alize sets her mind on something, there's no stopping her. And her mind was truly set on finding former Braves. For a while, I even feared that what she might do to them. But in the event, she was admirably civil. For the most part. Yeah, I can see that. Thanks to Tataru's ever-dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphino, some of the comments were harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvarnished truth. I also have a feeling that nothing any of these guys can say it could possibly be worse than the shit Alphino was feeling about himself after after A Realm Reborn. Especially right after the banquet. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray go on ahead to Little Solace and seek out Elder Frixio. I will join you anon. Leave me to attend to my report and join the others in Little Solace. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the sylphs can be. Yeah, hey guys, nightmare scenario I want to paint a picture for you guys of. Imagine if the pixies and the sylphs met. What do you think would happen? Imagine if someday, oh man, this slightly involves, well no, I can talk in hypotheticals. Imagine if someday we could find a way for, like, regardless of what world they're set in, for all of the allied societies to meet, and we got, like, the granddaddy of all allied society capstone quests. The Amalja and the Ixal and the Sylphs and the Kobolds and, oh, I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Oh, the Sakagan. And the Vanu and the, like, just everybody. I'm not gonna list, like, all, at this point, 6 expansions worth of people, but, like, yeah, it would be super cool. Ooh, and imagine if the Zun and the Amalja could meet, or the Ondo and the Sahagan. Now that I think about it, of the 4 of us, only you and Alphino have any real experience in conversing with sylphs. Still, it can't be that hard, can it? Remember the pixies, Alize? Though I had the honor of sharing a table with Elder Frixio and Alamigo, I did not have an opportunity to speak with him. I do hope my studies have granted me a sufficient grasp of his people's customs. Me? Let me handle this one. Hi, Frixio, what's up? This one is very happy to see you. Ah! Welcome, Brave One and friends of Brave One. How good it is to see Walking Ones again so soon after the meeting. It's been a while since we last spoke. Indeed it has. Though the palace was very pretty, the meeting was far too noisy for this one. So many shouting ones and squawking ones and cheering ones, with no chance for carefree conversation. Still, this one is pleased all ones can be friends. Horned one Kai Sena said that Walking Ones would be coming to Little Solace. Imperial ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones, so these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telepharoi. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Elise, you must come quickly. Whatever's the matter, Alphino? Don't tell me. You couldn't read my handwriting. What? No! A Twin Adder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlian has sent an envoy who is due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Quile has managed to sway the Forum? We shall know soon enough, but there is more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seedseer. Really? I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically? Wait. It isn't who I think it is. It is. I could scarce believe it myself when I inquired as to the envoy's identity, and was told that it was one Fortuneau Leveilleur. Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be surprising enough. But him? Quite. I glean from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members? Unless he volunteered for it. It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Frixio, loath though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray accept my apologies, along with my report. Never mind. There will be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking ones from our urgent matters. Go! The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits even now. Let us be on our way. Don't mind this one. Walking one should head back to Gridania with the others. If this one has any questions about the report, this one will be sure to send word. Bye, Frixio. I miss you. Some of your people, not so much, because boy howdy, but you know, I'm at max allyship with you guys. It's probably fine. That reminds me, let me check something. Oh no, it doesn't list the organization, it just lists the race. Okay. Alright. Let's head over to the Conjurers Guild. Okay. We don't have any Scions waiting outside, so let's go. Welcome, Warrior of Light. The Elder Seedseer and your friends are waiting within. Oh shit, wait a minute. When was the last ad break? Was that an hour ago? Do I want to... Shit, wait, no, it's too late. I can't back out. Well. Oh. Cool, it hasn't started any kind of cutscene yet. I might, because this is a big cutscene that's about to come up. And I'm paranoid about ads happening. This is a real chair? Are you a real chair? It's a real chair. 10 out of 10. I'm gonna start ads now, so that way we don't have to worry about the cutscene being interrupted. Because I am hella paranoid now. So I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Oh my god. I set up social media posts for my stream and I forgot to actually post them after I went live because I got so distracted by the fact that we had to... Okay, well, I'm back from my end of stuff. Fortunately, there's still a little bit of stuff, time left to the stream, so yeah. Yeah, switch us back to the game. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. All right, let's talk to everyone before we start. After all this time away, it will be good to see my father, even if it is at an official meeting. 99 may seem like a rather lot of members, but before the Forum was founded, every person of age in Charlian was given equal say in its governance. Many of the institutions that are still active today were established by the people's vote, not least the Studium. As Alize and I were constantly reminded during our time there, it is an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. During my time in Charlian, I heard much of Fortunato Leveilleur. He is a gifted speaker, known amongst other things for the uncompromising application of foreign policy. My friends, I thank you for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunato's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Kryl permission to request Charlian's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover. Uh-huh.
Elder Seedseer, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Levea, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisois, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
Okay, but this isn't with the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, His only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice?
How about all the lives that would have been lost otherwise that weren't lost? You know, the thing Connie Senna literally pointed out to you like a minute ago.
It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
Better to fight and fail than wait for the axe to fall. To ignore the plight of those who might conceivably be saved is not wisdom, it is indolence. It is in your power to save us. Refuse and you condemn us all. Better to... I mean, this is basically what I just said. Better to fight them and fail than wait for the axe to fall.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Alphinize, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What?
Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alize!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
No. Our poor baby beans. It was not so very long ago that we had a friend and neighbor in Sharlayan, and so I clung to the hope that she might yet lend us her strength. But when she forsook Dravania, it would seem she forsook us all. In order to avoid conflict with Garlemald, the Forum went so far as to order the abandonment of an entire city-state. Their refusal to aid us now is, I am sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. Is it we who walk the path of ruin? Time will tell. Alize, I'm sorry. So that's what he came here to say? That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against Telepharoi? And as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision. To watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the discussion would have changed little, for it is not only the Master Fourcheneau who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telepharoi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel, as they are wont to do? Good question. I'm not going to give spoilers, but, like, I will give what my mindset was from what I remember from when I first did these quests, which was I had a suspicion that Fortuno may have disowned the twins in order to protect them from something. You know, you don't go from interacting with your kids as warmly as he did when they first reunited and then disown your kids by this end of that conversation. Also, the lore book straight up says that he didn't oppose them traveling because he felt like he wanted to respect their decisions to, like, do their own thing. Like, the kind of part of the whole Charlian non-intervention thing. Let me grab the lore book. Let's see here. Where is the stuff on Charlian? Nope, I'm too far. Here we are. Here we go. Fortuno Leveilleur. The eldest son... Oh, that implies there might be aunts and uncles. The eldest son of Archon Louisois Leveilleur, Fortuno is a powerful member of the Forum. He has carried a deep respect of Charlian's founding father, Nyenkrumpfsen, throughout all of his 40 years, eschewing war as a pursuit of barbarians alone, and seeking attachment through wisdom, or advancement through wisdom and reason. As such, the Wildwood Elizin oft disagreed with his father, particularly when the latter established the Circle of Knowing, for the specific purpose of safeguarding Eorzea's future. Nonetheless, Fortuno respects people's right to make their own decisions, and did not attempt to bar the way when his sire and children wished to leave for Eorzea. As with the rest of his house, Fortuno is a talented mage. He is also of formidable intellect and can read learned discourses at a nigh unequaled speed. So yeah, like, that's from the lore book that came out at the end of Heavensward. Did anything about that interaction come across as somebody who respects people's decisions? Like, why would somebody who respects people's decisions and therefore was okay with his father and his children both going to Eorzea to try and help change the world, why would he then disown them for their decisions? Like, that seemed so out of character to me, given what was already established by the game's own writers. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Shizune, has Master Fortuno arrived yet? He just left. Then it is as I feared. My efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject, without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? That might go some way to explain Master Fortuno's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end, and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telephoroi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Heidelin and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. That's not suspicious. So it would seem, but don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me here. When the time is right, of course. I am aware that matters in Eorzea stand on a knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. Well, there are one or two things to take care of here first. After which, assisting me will seem a sweet relief, I'm sure. While you attend to matters heroical, I shall see about securing entry for you all, and will let you know when everything is in order. Take care in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause for hope. Yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Sharlians hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Telepharoi. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, there is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Sharlian intend to do if we fail? Oh, right. I guess I'll go with the fettuccine, since I don't have a money option. The game is force-feeding my character. Help. With their knowledge, Sharlian could have done so much for the cause. They could have helped us to uncover the secrets of the towers and save the tempered captors within, and yet... gods! Throughout my childhood, I remember grandfather arguing with my father over Sharlian's policy of non-intervention. And this time, it was my turn to play the role. But if even my grandfather could not win him over, what chance had I? If words exist that may sway him, I know not what they are. The Forum includes representatives from all of Sharlian's central institutions. With them hindering Kryle's investigation, she will struggle to make any headway on her own. Death Under Dawn! Ding ding ding, they said the thing! Connie Senna seems determined not to let the disappointment of Sharlian's rejection distract her from the task at hand. While Sharlian's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the Forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I should ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, Walking Ones! Grave tidings! Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones who went to see Feathered Ones sent terrible news. Destroying Ones have appeared in Zelphatal. Destroying Ones and captured Ones, and even frightful godly Ones. Feathered Ones didn't stand a chance, and were sent flapping and squawking. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes, much too late. But luckily, Destroying Ones were only passing through, and continued on west. Feathered Ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West. That would be Korthus. My lady, the Ishgardians report that the Telepharoi have emerged from the eastern highlands of Korthus and are marching at speed. Though their purpose has yet to be determined, the Cartino Flats would seem their most likely destination. Lord Amric has already dispatched his forces, requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time has come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste to Cartino. Uh-huh. Wait! This one almost forgot. Destroying Ones were said to be led by a cackling robed one. This one must see that all Walking Ones know. Farewell! Van Daniel? Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartino. Pray see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady. Let us away. Yup. This way. Oh wait, hang on. Do I have more people to talk to? It's just Connie. But it might be worth it. The airship will be ready to depart ere long. I bid you make for the landing as soon as you are able. And may the 12 keep you. Okay. Back out. And airship landing. Oh! Crap. Well, it probably doesn't matter. I forgot to do the red mage capstone. I'll do it sometime in the future. It's fine. Elfino has been unexpectedly delayed, but you should probably go ahead and see for yourself. He's by the entrance. Oh, I see. Okay. I have appraised our comrades at the Rising Stones of the situation. They will head directly to Cartano. Well, yeah, they have the Bonanza. Where is he? Oh, here. Oh! Come on. This will only take a moment, all right? Shizune, it would seem Fordola here has come all the way to Gridania to find us. I have explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. Aye, and it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Well, might as well listen to the lady.
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
Oh.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The Chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, he's conscious.
All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide.
Nom.
Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them.
carry the dreams of many will carry yours too. We'll be sure to give you your regards to Telephroi. Some things may have changed, but the adventure isn't over yet. We'll be sure to give your regards to the Telephroi.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, or...
Oh, I hit that way too fast. Sorry, Ironveld, didn't mean to cut you off.
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
I know. Like, it's such a beautiful moment. And the fact that Alphino even thinks to doubt himself kind of proves that all of the
Nothing left
faithful...
for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero. Do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
I bet he's her hero. Also, they're married, Your Honor.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
I rather doubt that Fordola obtained the Corrigian's permission before bringing Ironveld halfway across the realm. And solely to deliver a message at that. They should both have known better. But what's done is done, and I will not soon forget his words. After Pagelthan, I had assumed that Telephroi would continue to target settlements, but it is plain they considered Zelphital a mere obstacle on the road to Cartano. What then draws them to the flats? We must keep a close eye on their movements. Well, Omega isn't there anymore, so it's not that. You can tell me later what that was all about, but judging by the set of Alphino's jaw, it appears to have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communications officer, Amalja and Kobold forces are also bound for the Cartano as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same by saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart. We should get going. Upon joining the battle at Cartano, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to participate in the battle and view these scenes in their entirety. Well, time to pray we don't get an ad. If your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Oh, okay. We should be okay.
My fellow Scions, as I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Charlian, nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design. And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphino?
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
Gods be good, Alphino. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
What she said. Also, hang on. Oh.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
All right, it's go time. Listen well, friends. The Telophoroi are sweeping across Cartano. As for the Ascian, he was briefly sighted above the battlefield, but has since vanished. He likely intends to oop. I know full well they're not going to give me enough time to read all of these out loud. Sorry, guys.
Prepare yourself.
All right, let's go.
Hold fast, friend.
Ooh, are they actually being buffed by my... Oh, sweet. They're at least being buffed by some of my stuff. Hang on. No. I think they're only being affected by Battle Voice and not by the effects of the rest of my songs. But still, that's really nice to know. Oh. Okay. We're gonna follow Estinian. As the scions spread out across the field, Elise and Graha take the fight to the Telepharoi. That's right! Man, imagine if they released those figurines as merch. That'd be super cool. Okay, who am I playing as? Elise. So this is single target. This is melee. AoE. Okay. Oh. Graha, do you need me to heal you? Never mind, you got it.
Allow me.
Wait. Degree of physical alteration? What physical alteration? They're a little zombie-ish, but... Isn't that normal for the tempered?
Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
No, not in the middle of my melee combo. Oh. Like this? What do I do? Oh, there we go. You know, she's being depleted of her ether. Maybe it should show her MP going down. Do you see that? The glyph? Yes. How worried should we be? Listen well and judge for yourself. Though I can see ethereal currents, I had not thoroughly examined those that flow through the heart of Cartano. But now that I am here, things have become clear. The flats conceal an etheric confluence, like the pillars of the Azim Steppe, but greater in scale. Far greater. The glyphs that Van Daniel has conjured reach into its very midst. And I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction with the potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resultant disruption to the flow of ether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. That he would go so far cometh as a little surprise. We must needs protect the confluence at all costs.
Sickness must be
What?
purged.
Lord Nero-sama, thank you so much for the raid with 4 people. Hello. You're just in time for the end of... Oh, I gotta heal people. Of Endwalker. Or not Endwalker, Shadowbringers. Uh-oh. We gotta get our girl free.
I shall protect thee.
Is this good? Or should I be helping Vancred free her? Oh, right, but hello everybody. I am Shizu, the writer and magical girl VTuber. My community is called the Pantry because everybody in it is a snack. I am currently working my way through every single, or through Final Fantasy XIV. I am a veteran who's been playing since A Realm Reborn, and we're currently going through the game, doing everything at minimum item level. And, no echo. And undersized. Did you know that alliance raids could be done mine with 15 people? Uh-oh. Oh, that's probably not a good thing. You know what? There we go. But yeah. In the meantime, if you need to, like, leave a lurk or step away for post-stream aftercare, that is totally understandable. Oh. But yeah. Yeah.
The best defense is a good defense.
I'm also gonna do that, Thancred. What a good idea. You're so smart. That is completely fair. But do make sure to get yourself a drink. Find food and all that is important. But yeah, tonight is... Oh wait, safe spot is in the middle. Tonight's the last night of us doing Shadowbringers content. I will be starting Endwalker on Sunday, at which point I will be doing what I am calling the Endwalkathon, where for every sub I get, I will be walking a mile. And the community is welcome to join me in that. I'm gonna set up a channel in my Discord. Hey, so that people can like post their progress and maybe we can make a fun little race out of it. Also, if I get to 100 subs by the end or at the end of June, we'll do a special stream where we play Synth Riders, which is my favorite VR rhythm game. It's very fun. Meanwhile, Grahati and Alize prepare to lock swords with Lunar Ravana. I get to be my boy! That's right! Imagine if, like, you could play Raha in this and just, like, cheat and be able to switch between the different jobs he plays. What's this? Oh, break. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I'm so smart. Oh, wait. Oh, break is part of OG, or is part of the GCD. Okay. I would have thought that'd be an OGCD thing. That's kind of broken. Alize, heal yourself. I can't. The game won't. Oh, wait. Yes, it will. Hang on. I almost lied. I almost told a lie. They do let me heal. Can I heal the confluence? Barely. Alize's side is good. Oh. Yeah, we opened up the stream with Dalriada because like we thought we were gonna spend the first part of the stream kind of chilling in Zadnor trying to get it to spawn, and then I started stream and it turns out, oops, it's already spawned. We have to like jump in right away. I did like 2 or 3 on content, but at some point I do need to go back and finish getting the rest of them. Uh-oh, wait. There we go. Let me... Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yes. Alize, a little help. Oh, wait, shit. Hang on. Alize, hang in there. Oh my god. I didn't bother with getting relics on this character, but on my main I have all my Zodiac weapons. What I should probably do at some point on my main is jump back into Eureka, use that to generate poetics while working on Stormblood relics, and then use those poetics to then buy my remaining Shadowbringers relics. And then use the rest of those poetics to finish up what I'm missing of my Heavensward relics. But also I'm like 2 demi-atmo away from finishing the current stage for Endwalker, so I should probably start with that. Oh, right, I'm back to playing my own character. Awesome. Okay, cool. After playing as Alize, Estinian, or not Estinian, the other elf, Arianje, and Black Mage mode Raha, this feels weird, but thank you! I am very proud of her.
You're finished.
Oh, wait, let me finish killing this first.
We must fight on.
Oh, that mechanic. Okay, yes, got it. I do find it kind of funny that Bahamut's aim is supposed to be destroying the confluence, but its big ground AoE attacks everything except the middle of the... Nope, we're snoozing that. Everything except the middle of the arena. Let me hit you. I have a proc. Okay. Cool, I can hit something. It would be nice if I could take out at least the... Whoa, that's a lot of Asinians. Okay. It is very poetic that this lunar primal we're fighting is the same as the first primal we ever fought. Would you calm down? Stop acting like you have an enrage. Everybody knows you don't. We did it! Right? We win? We win?
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you.
Now nothing bad will happen ever again. Yep. Sorry guys, Endwalker doesn't actually exist. Shadowbringers was the extremely satisfying ending of this arc. Thank you so much for playing. Can you tell I have opinions about Endwalker, by the way? Because I do think Shadowbringers actually did, unironically, do a better job of giving us closure on stuff than Endwalker did. I have opinions.
Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
I wanted to make video essays, and one of them is about how I think I could have written Endwalker better. And I plan on working on the script as I work my way through Endwalker, even though a lot of it I already kind of have written in my head, and I just have to get it down on paper, but... The last time I played Endwalker, it was while dealing with Login Mageddon. So So I want to see how it feels to play through Endwalker without having to abuse the fact that I was working from home and could start logging in during my lunch break. And then hope that I didn't get logged in and then...
Glory be to Garlemore.
Oh, come on, buddy, no. Oh. All we can do is try, Alpha, now. No, snooze! Okay.
How fare the tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
I wonder how many of the people wearing Garlean uniforms were tempered conscripts, or even people who were just normal people who got tempered and then put in those uniforms.
Do not hang your head so, brave scions. Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more. And that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
Should have been quicker, but I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
I mean, they wouldn't have had to change them. Just temper them to become loyalists to Garlemald and hand them a uniform. Let their newfound loyalty...
at great cost, but a victory nonetheless.
Let their newfound loyalty do the rest.
We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right?
To the very end, Walker? Eh? One battle at a time. We'll get there.
That
Agreed.
we will.
Hang on. Oh, I missed my chance. I wanted to get a cutscene or a screenshot of the moon for my thumbnail on YouTube. Oh, wait, that's perfect. Thank you, and final cutscene, for giving me the perfect thumbnail for a Sunday. And that's the end of Shadowbringers, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone who joined me on this journey. Thank you, everybody who found me during this time. So yeah, we, like I said before, will be starting Endwalker on Sunday. We're actually going to start up, with me unlocking Viper, because that's the job I want to play while we are, or for Endwalker. because I still need a melee for role quests. And on my main, all I'm gonna say is I started off double maining as Bard and Viper, and then the 7.1 dungeon came out, and I decided I never wanted to play a melee ever again in level 90 content, or 100 content. So that's how you found me. Okay. Yeah. It's always fun watching newbies get this far into the game. It's, God. Yeah. I also feel really bad because the other day I raided somebody and they just finished the vault. Whoops. Yeah, it's fire, all right. If you buy that, you mean it's on fire. I'm gonna do one final snooze so that we can just... Okay, I'm gonna skip the rest of these ads. Or the rest of these credits. Oh, right. Final little bit of the quest. But yeah, I'm gonna start with unlocking Viper on Sunday, and then we will jump into Endwalker MSQ. And as always, we will be doing the dungeons. Minimum item level with 3 people. We will always make a first attempt with trials of doing them with 4 people. Sometimes trials body block us and don't let us do it with fewer than a certain number. Like, you can't really beat Hades without at least 6 people. You literally cannot do Seed of Sacrifice without 8, as the LB3 is mandatory. But most trials can be done with 4. Hell, we did Emerald Weapon a couple weeks ago with 2 warriors, a red mage, and a bard, and no healer, and still beat it. And then we needed 5 people for Diamond Weapon yesterday because it needs 2 tanks. And like, we probably could have done it with 4 people, but that means 2 tanks, a healer, and a DPS, and that would have taken forever. So we just threw in an extra person and did it with 5. But yeah, we will always try trials with 4 people before we start trying to add more people. Same thing with raids when we get to normal raids. 4 to 6 people is usually what we aim for. Alliance raids, 15 people. That way we get to see mechanics. We get a little bit of a challenge. Some people get to experience things they've never experienced before, because these days we DPS past a lot of mechanics. But yeah, and then once we get to Dawn Trail, we'll be on current content, so we won't be able to undersize things. But minimum level, no echo, will still be on the table. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk to everybody. Y'shtola? I will recommend that the Alliance keep a closer watch over Cartano. The Telepharoi may have failed in their attempt to destroy the Confluence this time, but there's not to stop them trying again. Throughout the battle, I could not shake the feeling that all present were performing for the amusement of Fandaniel. Nor did his blithe reaction to this latest defeat give me cause to think otherwise. I can only conclude that such failures are of little consequence to his broader scheme, whatever it may be. But yeah, without spoiling things, my overall opinion of Endwalker is it should have been 2 expansions. And I plan on doing an entire, in detail, video essay of specifically how I would have gone about that. The Cartano Flats seem fated to play a prominent role in the history of the realm, do they not? I wonder, might the abundance of ether that floweth through the region have led the Alligans to entomb Omega there? Honestly, like, part of it, my issue with with Endwalker is that, like, they tried to fit too much story into 10 levels, and so there's parts of it that feel rushed, things that feel underdeveloped. I actually think Dawn Trail, I am reserving my opinion of it because we don't know what story it's trying to set up. And I think we need we need more information before I can really pass judgment. There's a whole bunch of things where I want to do what I call I can write it better video essays. I will not, if I ever do one for Dawn Trail, it won't be for like another 10 years when we're at the end of whatever story arc it's starting. Because, like, how can I criticize it when I don't know what it's setting up? That being said, I'm a big Final Fantasy IX fan, and so I think a lot of the stuff they're doing with Dawn Trail is really interesting. But yeah. It was decent of Lord Amric to bear us home aboard his airship. The gods only know what we would have, or how we would have squeezed this many people onto the Bonanza. Why did Tataru make an airship that couldn't fit all of the Scions when it's supposed to be the airship for the Scions? The tempered that we were able to treat will be taken to the city-states for observation. As soon as the Alliance is satisfied that they're fully recovered, they will be free to return home. At the close of the battle, when the clouds parted and the moon shone down on us all, I cannot well express how I felt. Somehow, it seemed more a beginning than an ending. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the Pride of the Ishgardian fleet. Lest you worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. I'm gonna try and finish this before the ad starts. You have thought of everything, Lord Emmerich. And may I say how much I appreciated the hospitality you afforded us on the way home? I will also say, I'm not gonna make an I Can Write It Better about Dawn Trail MSQ anytime soon. The Allied Society quests are fair game. There will be a video essay about that. I'm just waiting until the expansion is over, or at least until we get the final Beast Tribe, or sorry, Society and the Capstone quest first. Think nothing of it. Our destination lay in the same direction, and it afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since last he took his leave. Ah, so you were using me, your wife, as an excuse to check in on Astinian, your husband. Got it. It would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. Humph. I merely grew weary of wandering the Far East. Returning to more serious matters, while the Telepharoi have been driven from Cartano, 'tis like that the bulk of their forces yet remain. On the evidence of the Grand Company of Eorzea's first joint military operation, however, I am confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. What? You don't need me? Oh, and we've got an ad. Alright. We'll finish this after the ad. But yeah, honestly, hot take. I think there are people out there who are just like actively looking for an excuse to complain about Final Fantasy XIV. And for various reasons, they've just gotten louder, and so other people are feeding off of their energy. Plus, like, there are way more people than there have been in the past who are playing the game, because the game does grow consistently, like every expansion. And so you have new players now who are freaking out because they're hearing people say, oh, Final Fantasy XIV is dying. When if you've been playing for long enough, you're like, yeah, it's always dying. People thought the game was dying when it had server issues in A Realm Reborn. People thought it was dying when the Relic grind was as awful as it was in A Realm Reborn. People thought it was dying when there were server issues in Heavensward. People thought it was dying during Stormblood. People thought it was dying when Eureka came out. They thought Eureka was doomed to be dead content after Stormblood ended. People complained about a lack of content in Shadowbringers. People declared people hated or complained about Bosnia and claimed that was the death of the game. People have always thought Final Fantasy XIV is dying, and yet. So I don't really take the concerns about the game dying now seriously. I think part of the problem is we're at the beginning of a story arc, and I think some people have unrealistic expectations of what Dawn Trail would have been because they aren't factoring in the fact that we're basically at square one again. Dawn Trail is the Realm Reborn of whatever the new arc is gonna be, and like, yeah, there's things I want to happen, but I keep having to remind myself that sure, it hasn't happened yet, but there's no guarantee. Like, it'll probably happen eventually. if it was ever actually canceled, though. Like, yeah, the writer, or like the guy who was the guest dev who was writing it, we were just talking about this earlier. Like, yeah, he left the dev team, but A, there's no reason why he couldn't come back. Was it explicitly said because ending the Bosnia questline doesn't mean there can't be a Dalmasca? Like, what he said was Bosnia was over. And it is. We freed Bosnia. It's done. It's over. But doesn't mean we can't get a Dalmasca storyline someday. They wouldn't have left it as a... I don't think Yoshi P would have allowed it to be left as a cliffhanger the way he did if there were any serious intentions of never going back to revisit it. And the reality is Dalmasca was... Hi, welcome back, everybody. The reality is Dalmasca was a thing that existed in in Final Fantasy XIV way before the creator of the Ishgard quest or storylines was a guest dev. There is a quest in A Realm Reborn where in some localizations a character says they are from Ulthard, and in others he says he is from Dalmasca. And when somebody in an interview asked Koji Fox about that, way back in like Heavensward, Koji Fox's response was, well, where do you think Ulthar, or where do you think Dalmasca is? They were planning on adding Viera as the new race in Heavensward before they decided to settle with, or they decided to go with Aura instead, which is part of why people were so mad about us not getting male Viera in Shadowbringers originally and them going with the Hrothgar instead, because we had seen the concept art of what male Viera would look like. They had shown us way like years beforehand, so it's not like they hadn't done the work of doing concept art for it. And then we got what we ended up getting. But yeah, like they kind of, I think they took it off some websites, but like you could still find through Google searches and on the wiki the original concept art. Yeah, but like that doesn't mean that they can't still put it into the game as Dalmasca content. Because the thing is, they were also building up Garlemald for a really long time in Zodiark, and that didn't change things that happened, without spoiling things, but because there's some people in the chat who haven't done Endwalker yet. But no, that does not mean that we can't still go to Dalmasca and do things, because they also, in that cutscene, imply that Gabranth was already dying. They kind of heavily imply that he had some kind of illness, because he mentions the fact that he doesn't have time. So then my question is, how much of Leon, or Lion rebelling, or how much of him killing Gabranth was actually a rebellion, and how much of it was a mercy killing? There was there was no continuation of the Bosnia quest line. That's the issue. Like, people interpret, oh, the Bosnia quest line ended, meaning we weren't going to continue that entire storyline. That's like saying that like us going to Bosnia was part of Return to Evilise. They're different storylines that are sequels of each other. But so my point is, we can still, because there's so much unresolved stuff, even Gabranth aside. Like the 4th and Lion's group still is there. What's going on with Lent's Tears, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff with the former areas of the Garlean Empire that we have to deal with at some point, because there's a bunch of yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. Bosnia was liberated. Bosnia is, like, the Bosnia storyline is over. If they were ever to continue that storyline, it would never was going to be the Bosnia storyline. It would have been the Dalmasca storyline at some point, or whatever the name they would give it to it would be. Revenant Zodiac, if you will. Anyway, I should finish this cutscene. As such, while our forces keep the Telephroi at bay, I would ask that you apply your talents to the task of neutralizing the towers. A sensible diversion of labor. While the towers remain, so too will the threat of the lunar primals. And given our expertise in the field of etherology, we are better qualified to find the solution. That we are, especially should it happen to lie beyond the Alliance's dominion. There is a time and a place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are wont to hide where only enterprising individuals may venture. I could not agree more. There are none better suited to this task, nor any upon whom I would rely, or rather rely. Well, yeah, but there's a difference between... My issue is not so much liberation of the provinces and more how destabilized they would be at this point. Because some of those provinces would have spent the last 50 years... They spent... A lot of those provinces in Ilsebard especially would have spent the last 50 years under Garlean rule. And now they're free. And there may be situations like... Yeah, what Core said. They have a long history of placing plot hooks and then letting that hook sit in the ocean for a very long time before they pull up a big fish. But like, a lot of those places are destabilized, have been under Garlean rule for half a century, and there may be Garlean loyalists mixed in with the civilians at this point. You may have a situation where the remnants of the Fourth and Dalmasca try to still maintain control while the liberation effort is still trying to, like, take it back for the Dalmascan people. See, I want the next expansion to be Mericidia. And then give us Tiamat back. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you are able to uncover. And with that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Very well, my friends. I would also... I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, like... I confess I had hoped to be able to study the towers more closely, vital as they plainly are to the Telophori's plans. If we can discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it is all but certain that the Telophori will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits at the heart of the chaos will come for us. For you. Yet in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity to end all calamities. The final days themselves. Yes, all right, Alphino. We need a plan, not portents. As Thancred so eloquently pointed out, we are in a position to seek information from all manner of places. Not least... Charlian. According to Kryl, well, I think they're probably gonna save the Garlean thing for later. I think whatever they have planned for Garlemald is gonna take a while. Especially since they'd want the twins involved, and the twins are a little busy right now. According to Kryl, the Forum have been more secretive than ever of late. While this may be related to the appearance of the Telophori, that remains a matter of speculation. But one thing is clear. The Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Fortuno's performance at the Lotus Stand was enough to convince me of that. The matter beareth further investigation. I do heartily concur. Nor can I think of a more promising place to look for the answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Charlian hath ever been the wellspring of etherological knowledge. Keep in mind, it took us 2 expansions to get Ishgard restoration. I care not where we go. Here or there, my lance will be ready. And what of you, Shizune? Might you be persuaded to join us? As if you had to ask. It means I can have words with Fortunat, plow a course for Charlian. An island of bookworms and a bureaucrat. Have we no other choice? If it means I can have words with Fortuno... Only after I do. If he and his friends in the forum think we'll leave them alone if they ignore us, they're in for a shock. It appears we are in agreement. We have but to wait for Kryl to secure the necessary permissions. In the meantime, there's a matter I would investigate. Does it involve tall structures? By strange coincidence, it does. At present, I have only a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I will soon find out whether my fears are warranted. Well, okay, here's the problem with that. Corvos was an Ishgardian, colony. And they really need to give it back to the people who are native there. Meanwhile, in the Garlean capital. Oh, right. Ham. Oh, he has a new toy. But it would leave a very bad taste in my mouth if the Garleans were just like, Corvos is ours now. I would rather rebuild in...
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch. Though I suppose you knew that already.
The area that Garlemald is already established in, and then, maybe give us content that eventually fixes the skybox.
My plan to redirect the ether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure.
Yeah, but how many hundreds...
Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach.
The thing is, from the quests we've gotten, it doesn't seem like they have any interest of leaving where they live now. I think they just kind of want to rebuild.
The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire. To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
Van Daniel, you're like a couple million years overdue for therapy, please.
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor. And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
No, well, that's the thing. They're not. No. Their issue at this point is an issue of trust because they're aware of the fact that they did some really shitty things. But they've been fed so much propaganda that they're terrified of us. Because giving them Corvos, who would that be better for? The people already living in Corvos? The people who sacrifice themselves to
thought,
protect Graha and
the
his
ethereal
ancestors?
currents have been disturbed here too.
Giving them back Corvos wouldn't solve anything. It would just be a continuation of the same issue they were already guilty of. It's not like they don't already have a home in Ishgard or in Garlean or
Make
Garlemald.
that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically, far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
The towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Well, the people already there, sure. But I think at that point, it's more... Well, no,
Hear me. Hear me. Darkness comes, and with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
I have things I want to say about her, but I can't because I don't know who's watching, who's not caught up, and I don't want to spoil things. But no, my
Everything
issue...
all right back there?
Well, okay, here's the thing, because, like, I am Jewish, and I do believe that we have a right to an ancestral homeland. Like, especially because the difference is Jewish people have been dealing with 2,000 years of people trying to obliterate us. The Garleans have a place where they live. They have Garlemald, the current place that they've been living for the last however many years. However many generations. And so it's a very different situation because you're talking about a people that already has a place where they can live and not be persecuted and have their own country where they can observe their own practices and stuff, and still trying to take back a place that has been settled by other people in the meantime. Like, I'm all for ethnic groups having their homeland where they can self-govern. The thing is, the Garleans already have a place where they can self-govern, and at that point, trying to give them Korthus when there are already people who they have a history of conquering living there is a different situation entirely. So it's not quite the same situation. All right. So that's the end of MSQ. I would rather build up Garlemald for them to be able to live in peace. Try and restore... I don't know if they could ever give us something where we restore the overworld area. It would probably have to be a new zone or instance that we're rebuilding, kind of like with Ishgard versus the Firmament. But... So you rebuild a city, except this time they have access to help from the, like, as long as they're willing to continue to accept help from, at least... God, like, there's not a whole lot I can say about this without spoiling things. And again, I want to avoid spoilers. Because there are people in my community who aren't caught up. But, like, they're in a very different situation now where they could have... Yeah. Like, at the very least, I think we should change the skybox, because it's a bit weird that that thing is still there in the skybox. But, you know, give us a place where we can build up a new residential area where the people can settle. And I'm sure we'll get that eventually. It's just, again, remember, we didn't get Ishgard Restoration until Shadowbringers. Anyway, let me talk to all these people, and then I should probably wrap up, because I'm an hour over on the stream. That being said, Nero, I do have a spoilers channel in my Discord, so if you ever want to continue this conversation, feel free to join the pantry. Whatever it is my father and the Forum are hiding, I'm determined to get to the bottom of it. Those who are brought within close proximity of the towers are tempered into serving Garlemald, then forced to summon lunar primals with ether drawn from the land. But even having understood this, we are yet to uncover what the Telephoroi wish to achieve by us. Are the towers purely for strategic advantage, or do they serve some other purpose? Do we have friendos back here? No. Do. I have conveyed Lord Amaric's wishes to Coltinet and the others. For the present, their role will be to facilitate communication between our allies and gather information on our enemy. Not only do the members of the Forum intend to adhere to their long-standing policy of non-intervention, they made a point of sending Master Fortuno to explicitly state that fact. Rather than simply refusing to involve themselves in our affairs, it would appear they are actively trying to prevent us from meddling in theirs. That does, of course, make Kryle's mission of securing our entry into Charlian nigh on impossible, but I am confident she will find a way regardless. After the end of the Dragonsong War, I spent many a moon roaming Hugane, Ratzat-Han, even Garlemald, but never Charlian. In all honesty, a nation populated entirely by bookish types like Alphino is not a place that appeals to me. But Sinian, I thought you liked Alphino. Much and more have we discovered of the Telephoroi's machinations since Thancred and I did return from Garlemald. Verily, their troops doth appear to have been tempered in much the same manner as those engaged in the construction of the towering edifice in the capital. When Arnvald tried to free the Amalja held in the tower, it triggered some sort of alarm, and the captives were killed instantly. As such, we have no choice but to leave them in the clutches of the Telephoroi until a means of rescuing them has been found. In the meantime, the summonings of lunar primals will continue, just as we must rely on the Grand Company of Eorzea to put down such entities and prevent any further abductions. So too do they rely on us to come through with our investigation. Whoop. Oh, that was all you had to say. And Tataru? I have a feeling the journey to Charlian is going to be quite the test of our nerves, in more ways than one. You'll miss this place while you're away, I just know it. But for now, the best thing you can do while we wait to hear from Kryle. Anyway, oh, Efemi. Oh, wait, did I already talk to you? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, all right, so that's everybody. In that case, I can't change my glamour for a Dawn Trail yet because I don't have the job for it yet, but I can show you the glamour plate. Wait, that was the right button. Because I plan on doing Dawn Trail on... Oh, I can probably at least put on this as Bard Glamour. But I plan on doing Dawn Trail on Viper because I need Bard ended up at level 88 because of me doing or using it for Bosnia. B, I need a ranged physical. So, where is it? Here we go. Behold, and I might change it once I get the gear. I don't remember what the gear from just like unlocking Viper looks like. There may be some things I would use to update this. But in the meantime, behold my Viper glamour. Because I think this jacket is real cool. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for joining me. I will be back at 4:30 Central on Sunday, at which point we'll be unlocking Viper and then starting Endwalker. I also stream on, oh wait, right, it's Wednesday. I'll also be back at 8 o'clock on, 8 o'clock on Friday, 8 Central, for Friday night, right? When I say I am a writer and magical girl, that's not just lore. I am actually a writer. So I use streaming on Fridays as a way for us to hang out. I work on writing either my book or my VTuber lore that I post on my Coffee for members to read. And everybody else writes, does art, studies, or does homework if they're in school, or just hangs out with something cozy. I stream Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, which is a really great focus tool. There's a Pomodoro timer, lo-fi music. It's very chill, very cozy, very cool. And then yeah, Sunday 4:30 Central we start Endwalker. I also stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays starting at 7:30 Central. Yeah, thanks for joining, Lit. I'm sorry if we accidentally ventured into overly spoily territory. Let's make sure that we're definitely being careful about that for the sake of anybody who is not caught up. But yeah, in the meantime, you can follow me, or be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't already. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Twitch. Again, once I start Endwalker, for every sub I get, I will walk a mile, and I'm going to set up a channel in the Discord so that people can participate, and maybe we can make a fun race out of it and compete to see who can get those miles in the fastest. In the meantime, you can follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr. I am Shizu Cheese in both places. And yeah, if you want other ways to support the channel, you can donate to my Coffee or become a Coffee Biscuit for $3 a month. Doing that gets you access to my VTuber lore. Shizune is a magical girl. She is the champion of hope who fights against the forces of nihilism. That's fair, Lit. I still try to be careful. But yeah, so if you like Sailor Moon, if you like Cardcaptor Sakura, if you like Pretty Cure, those are my 3 big influences, but it's largely a love letter to the genre as a whole. Or you can do a one-time donation to my Ko-fi. I am currently raising money to help cover vet bills. My cat Luca has cancer. He's doing a lot better since we started getting him treatment. We're doing chemo. As of this week, he's officially no longer anemic. And he gained like half a pound almost between last week and this week. So he's doing better, but vet bills are expensive. Chemo is really expensive. So yeah, every little bit helps, even if it's just spreading the word. I appreciate everybody who helps out or just hangs out in chat. And yeah, in the meantime, let me find somebody to raid. Unless somebody has a recommendation of somebody to raid, but let me see. Oh, hey! Where is he in the story? Yeah, Luca, well, 99% of the time Luca's a good kitty. And then there's the other 10% where he hides behind the couch because he knows it's vet time. Let's see here, what is he doing? Oh, I believe he's doing house tours. Okay, we're gonna raid my friend Tick because he is currently doing house tours, so I shouldn't need to worry too much about spoiling people. Tick Two-Tail, he's pretty chill. Oop, it would help if I spelled raid right. Professional writer and editor, by the way, guys. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna raid Two-Tail. Around here, the pantry raids you. So yeah, pantry raid, everybody. In the meantime, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye.